Top 10 awkward Prince Harry moments that made the public cringe. Starting off with number 10, his Las Vegas strip party in 2012. In August of 2012, Prince Harry was photographed cavorting with a group of scantily clad women during a wild night out in Las Vegas. The incident embarrassed the royal family and resulted in an apology from Harry for letting them down. The royals just couldn't handle Harry's wild side, clearly. But on to number 9, his Vegas pool game fight. Just months after his Las Vegas strip party scandal, Harry was involved in another embarrassing altercation when he was photographed wrestling a friend while playing a game of pool on vacation in Croatia. Although he later claimed the incident was a play fight, it still didn't go over well with members of the public who were concerned about his behavior. Number 8, attention to down there. One story about Prince Harry's frost-bitten genitals, which gets far too much attention in his memoir, made headlines before Spare even came out. Prince Harry travels to the North Pole in advance of Prince William's wedding to Kate and returns home with frostbitten ears, cheeks, and todger. Upon arriving home, I'd been horrified to discover that my nether regions were also frost-nipped, which is literally an excerpt from the memoir. One very close mate hired a seamstress to make me a bespoke cushion. He writes later when he sets out to the South Pole with actor Dominic West, who would later portray Charles in The Crown. It was made from pieces of the softest fleece and was square, supportive, and enough said. Number 7, Docuseries. Since the backlash from the interview didn't seem to do anything to Harry and Meghan, it was followed by their tell-all docuseries that dives into the personal lives of the couple and their experiences at the royal castle, which they felt was super important to share with the rest of the world. And just to be clear, this caused just as much, if not more backlash, with more people questioning why the couple keeps sharing all these personal stories after claiming they want to keep their personal lives away from the media attention. Many people have questioned if this couple decided to drop this Netflix miniseries to make extra cash, since it doesn't seem the royal cash flow is enough to keep their family stable, and what would be better than milking the story of the royal family and exposing them for more money? Obviously, the royal family did not appreciate these attempts from the couple to bring them more attention while trying to give them a bad rep. But to be fair, the couple themselves don't have the greatest rep among many people. And then of course, Harry targeted the British media and their attempts to exploit the royal family. During the 3rd episode of the series, Harry describes the role that royal correspondents play in the British media. And number 6, profiting off the family. Even though they aren't gonna be making money as working members of the royal family, the couple has found other ways to collect their checks. Along with their highly controversial Netflix series and the memoir Harry released, I have a feeling this couple has found their sweet spot when it comes to content the audience will pay for. And you guessed it. It usually involves never heard before tea on the very private royal family. Their production company, Archwell Productions, signed the $100 million deal to make the Netflix series, as well as a $25 million deal with Spotify, where Meghan hosts a podcast and discusses real-life issues with celebrities. And even though they were not paid for the interview they had done with Oprah, it cost the royal family their reputation. Meghan and Harry chose to expose the royals in the CBS special where allegations of racism were brought up, unfair treatment towards Meghan, and even how they were cut off financially by the royals after stepping back from their royal responsibilities. But as juicy as the memoir is, Harry does not seem to hold back his distaste for the relation the royals have with the British media. Harry even insinuated that the relationship the royals have with the press has dictated a lot of kinds of attention and headlines they've had, calling them an extended arm of PR for over 30 years. We already knew how much Harry dislikes the paparazzi, especially after his mother's fatal car crash, so I guess there's no surprise that he decided to go in on the British media and their invasive tactics. But to be fair, I can't blame him for being annoyed with them. I can imagine how tiring it is to have to be careful of how you live to avoid making headlines as often as they already do. Number 5, his performance of God Save the Queen. During an interview, a cringeworthy moment from Harry's youth occurred during a TV interview in 2000 when he launched into an off-key rendition of God Save the Queen that his brother and father could not help but laugh at. The interview was later deemed inappropriate for broadcast by Buckingham Palace due to, Harry's behavior. And number 4, high on laughing gas. The fact that Prince Harry wrote about the birth of his son is not strange. Rather, the specifics he provided were fascinating. He, for instance, used Meghan's laughing gas. He writes, "I took several slow, piercing hits. Meg laughed and rolled her eyes as she bounced on a huge purple ball, a well-known way to push nature. I took a few more blows and now I was also bouncing. A nurse tried to give Meg laughing gas when her contractions started to get stronger and faster, but nothing was left. I could see the nurse slowly forming the idea as she looked at me and the tank. I apologized, Meg snickered. The medical attendant needed to chuckle and immediately changed the canister." Counting down to number 3, Frosty family complaints. It was a known fact that many did sympathize with the Sussexes' complaints about their cold reception in Britain and a few royal protocols that did not sit well with them. But some accusations against the palace and the press feel wild and over the top, which is not doing the couple any favors in the opinion polls either. According to sources, the Sussexes are now among the most unpopular public figures in Britain. Shocking. The only royal who is more disliked than both is Prince Andrew. Fox News columnist Lee Cohen suggested Meghan and Harry are on track to be more hated than the Duke of Windsor and Wallis Simpson. Cohen said, like the Windsors before them, the Sussexes have fallen out of favor in Britain for their indecorous behavior. Yikes. But while the Duke of Windsor let his people down by being irresponsible, he and his wife did not seek the spotlight in any meaningful way, nor did they exist, as the Sussexes seem to, hell-bent to destroy the monarchy. Harry didn't seem to have any problems throwing his brother, father, and even late grandma under a big red double-decker London bus. But can you blame him? Number 2, stripped of titles. Harry was stripped of his military titles, spending a lot of his life serving in the military to losing the title passed on to him from his grandfather, Prince Philip. Another role he will no longer serve is as Commodore-in-Chief for small ships and diving in the Royal Navy. I think we can agree that's probably for the best. So now their reputation is damaged, they don't have the support of a lot of people in the UK, and after their docuseries, Americans also feel a way about this couple. So really, it does sound like they just keep digging themselves a deeper hole. And number 1, twisting the truth. The couple claims to have given up a lot to start a whole new life, but did they? So far, most things they have been doing involve the fact that they haven't given up some aspects of the life they were once living. For one, the title of Harry and Meghan's foundation caused some royal drama because they were told they were no longer allowed to use royal Sussexes. They eventually came to an agreement that the title will be revised after the spring of 2020. In other ways, it just doesn't seem that the couple has let go completely is by the fact that they are profiting off the grief they experienced from the royals and sharing it with people in different forums like the series, interviews, and even the new memoir Harry dropped, Spare, which focuses greatly on how he dealt with all the royal drama and his experience in many incidences throughout his life. But that is all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy royal updates and news on your favorite celebrities, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.